Hello, 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 Joy family. Welcome in to the Joyful House on this wonderful Thursday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are and the time of day, or even it could be Friday already for you. Welcome in. Welcome into our Joy House Tea Party. This is tea party number 35. Can you believe we've already had 35 tea parties? That is fantastic and wonderful. All right. Got a lot to share tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's head over to the front door and see who we can welcome in. And Miss Vicki Oodles stopped by earlier and said she's off to an evening of worship. So she's given everyone her nugs. So grateful for her stopping by and giving those nugs out to everyone. Hope she enjoys her evening. We do have an eagle that has landed. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to our lovely Candi. Welcome in, Candi, to the Joyful House. And she is saying nuggies, nuggies, Candi. We also have another eagle that's landed. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to our wonderful Margie. Welcome in, Margie. So good to have you. And she says, nugs, everyone. All right. And Miss Angela is here. Hello, Angela. We just came over from the watch party. So glad that you are back here at the Joyful House. And she says, hi, Cynthia and everyone in the chat. How are you doing? She says, I'm doing okay, drinking water. And she is working on a top. Awesome, awesome. Hello and welcome back, Laura. Laura is here. She was over at the watch party with us as well. So welcome back in, Laura. Laura and I have had an opportunity to spend a lot of time together. We had a lovely play date today. So welcome back, Laura. Hello, Miss Doris. Welcome in. Nugs, nugs. Been a while since I've been able to love on you. So good to see you. Welcome to the Joyful House. Glad you are here. We have another eagle that has landed. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to the lovely Tiffany. Welcome in, Tiffany. Also, so good to have you back in the house. She was over at the watch party with us. And she says, hello, Miss Cynthia and everyone. Nugs to all and happy Thursday. Yes, yes. Happy Thursday indeed. I agree. All right. And Miss Bridget is here. Hello. Welcome into the Joyful House. She says, hello, everyone. Nugs and love, my friends. I just got back inside from cutting the grass. Oh my gosh, it's really hot here today, Bridget. So I hope you have a glass of ice cold water and you're just sitting and relaxing. She says, I'm going to sit in the bushes and cool down. Absolutely. Tonight, I am working on bags and a beautiful fairy doll. And I have seen parts of it over at her house Monday night. If you're not aware, Miss Bridget has a live on Monday evening. So definitely go over there and join her for that lovely time together. And you get to see what she's working on. All right. Thank you guys so much for welcoming each other in. I do appreciate that. That means a lot. And especially to those that are here lurking in the bushes. I love that you at least come in and say hello to everybody. That way we can love on you and then you can get back to working on what you're working on. So thank you so much for that. All right. Hello, Samantha. Welcome in. Welcome back. She also was over at the watch party. We had a full house at the watch party. So that was a lot of fun. We're getting ready for tomorrow night's movie night. All right, and that's the tea. Let me know that the water is heated and ready. So we'll do that in just a moment. You're so kind, Laura, and you know why I'm saying that. She says, thank you. It was a great afternoon. I completely agree. All right. And with that, I am actually at the bottom of the chat. So if you guys will drop me some emojis, that would be awesome to help me find my way back. And as we get ready for tonight, I hope that you're ready to have a joyful evening. I know I am. So let's get it started off by expressing our joy. All right. Once again, welcome in to the Joyful House, and thank you for spending your Thursday with us here as we get ready for our tea time. And it is time for tea. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some water in here. This is the mug that I'm drinking from tonight. I'm going to put the water in because maybe you'll be able to see the picture and the words a little bit easier. So let me go ahead and get that in. All right, so let me put that down a moment. That little teapot is kind of heavy. All right, it is the same picture on both sides, but it is Snoopy and Woodstock, and I don't know if you can see the writing, but it basically says responsibilities fun first is at the top, and it says responsibilities later. So that's how I feel, especially here at the tea party. Fun first, responsibilities later. The tea that I'm going to have tonight, I have chosen from the box of tea that I received from my sister Angel with the Eagles. And the one I chose tonight, and it is a Twinnings box of tea with a variety. And the one I chose tonight, it is decaffeinated, which y'all know that's my favorite kind. But it is just a chai tea, and it says warmly blended with spices. And on the back, it says it has just natural chai, cinnamon, and ginger flavors with other natural flavors like cardamom and clove. So if you know anything about me, I love cinnamon flavored things. So this should be fun and exciting. I smell a lot of the ginger and the cinnamon. So, all right. And of course, that was so hot, it just sunk right in there. So we're going to let that seep a moment and cool off. And then we'll give it a taste. All right. You can see where it's already starting to color the water a little bit. And I'll put that to the side in case someone else asks me later about that. All right, if you will, head over to the party room with me and let's do some celebrating over there. We have some birthdays that we want to celebrate. Hope everyone had a great week last week. Thank you again for the time and the grace off to just refresh and recoup the first week of every month. I do appreciate that. And because of that, we had some birthdays. Well, we had a birthday last week that we did not get to celebrate here in the Joyful House other than over on the community post. And thank you guys so much for going over there and wishing our birthday family happy birthday whenever those posts go out. I know they truly appreciate it. Your comments, your love just fills them with so much joy as they celebrate this special time in their life. It means a lot to me that you guys love on each other and hug each other up through the good and the bad. So thank you so much for that. We're going to talk a little bit more about comments a little bit later on. But for now, the birthdays that we're going to celebrate from last week is our lovely Michelle from Michelle Crochets and Crafts. And this week, we have two special birthdays that we want to celebrate. We've got Jennifer Ruckle, and then the United States Army on June the 14th will be celebrating their birthday as well. So if you will, join me in celebrating these birthdays. And if you don't think I have your birthday and you would love for us to celebrate you during the week of your birthday, please make sure that I have it. You can either drop it in the chat, you can comment after the live, or you can send me an email. But we would love to join in your birthday celebration with you. All right, so let's celebrate these birthdays. All right. Happy birthday to Michelle. Happy birthday to Jennifer. And happy birthday to the United States Army and all those that represent that branch of military. All right. We have some anniversaries here in the Joyful House that I would like to recognize. We've got 2 Joy Team members who are celebrating a milestone of their anniversary of being a part of the Joy Team. If you are new here, the Joy Team is our paid members. And so we've got someone that is celebrating 4 years of being on the Joy Team. So if you will, help me shout out and celebrate with Miss Tiffany for her 4 wonderful years on the Joy Team. We do have so much fun over there, you guys. I know that it's not something everyone can do, but we would love to have you. And then we've got someone that is celebrating 3 years of being on the Joy Team. So if you will, join me in celebrating with Mishy for her 3 wonderful years. We work on mystery make-alongs on Monday, and on Tuesday, we're working on a project that we are working on all year. It's called the Harvest Friendship Blanket. You can see all the progress report from Monday's activities and Tuesday's activities over on the community post. We post one a day of everyone's progress on their projects. Appreciate the feedback and the support and the love that you're giving them. And yes, if ever there's an opportunity for you to come join us, we would love to have you. So happy anniversary to Tiffany and as well to Mishy. All right, we have some Joy Team members that we would like to recognize. They have been gifted memberships by the channel. We will be gifting some memberships later on this evening as well, so stay tuned for that. But the ones that have been gifted memberships are Miss Bridget from Queen's Craft by Bridget, Miss Gwen from Mama Knows Best, Mariana from Crochet and More by Nana, Jax from Jaxie Mae's Stitching and Things. I don't know if I can't say that without being so Southern. Thang, thang, thang. Stitching and things. Oh, well. Harper, Diana from Daigo Crochet and Crafts, Lisa Gillette, Cindy the Crocheter A, Allie from Allie Artifacts, and Death of Philippelle Auguste. So welcome in to the Joyful Team to all of them. It is a joy and a pleasure to have you as part of the team. And hope you will come join us on your own if that is possible. So if you will, help me celebrate those folks. All right, we currently do not have any new Joy family to celebrate, but of course, I do always love and enjoy celebrating all of you. So this is for you. All right. I do thank all of you for those emojis. It helped me find my way right back in the chat where I needed to be. And Samantha said she was sending you both birthday cards. So I'm assuming she's talking about Michelle and Jennifer, maybe. Is this giveaway tonight? We're going to talk about giveaways in a little bit later when we spill the tea. Let's see. Margie's wrench got taken away. Why did Margie's wrench get taken away? Margie, do you not have a wrench anymore? Say hello to me, Margie. It shouldn't have been taken away. Laura says, love that tea. Great choice. I think so too. I was excited to find it in there. I did say hello to you, Samantha, and I also mentioned that you were over at the watch party, so I said welcome back. Oh, nope, it has not been taken away. It's there. I mean, it's good to have moderators. I don't really use them. Nightbot does a lot of the work for me, but thank you, Margie, for being a moderator in case I need one. Thank you guys so much for celebrating birthdays with our Joy family. I know they appreciate the love so much, especially during this special time. So I had someone ask me about that. I personally did not know Diane Sass, but now it makes sense why that person asked me if they ever came to my lives. So sad to hear that. I'm sure many of y'all are grieving the loss of this wonderful person. So sad for our community. Let me head back over to the tea room. But definitely we'll be praying for her family and all of you that we're part of her family. At least I don't recognize the name. I will go check her out. But at the current moment, I did not recognize her name. And Miss Tiffany says June 14th is her niece's birthday. She'll be 14. Wow, that's exciting. She's celebrating the same day as the Army. Happy birthday to her. So Tiffany, I'm going to head back over. We're going to play musical rooms tonight. If you will, tell your niece that we all said happy birthday to her and hope she has a very special day and that this is the best one yet. And nugs, nugs, nugs to her. All right. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, happy anniversary to Tiffany and to Mishy as well. And we have another eagle in the house. So if you will, help me give a great big eagle welcome to our lovely, wonderful, wonderful Wanda. Wanda, always a pleasure to have you here in the Joyful House. And she says, hello and nugs, everyone. Hello and nugs to you as well. Again, thank you guys for wishing Tiffany and Mishy a happy anniversary. Appreciate that so much. I appreciate the love and support that they have given to our Joy family over these past 3 and 4 years. Thank you to all of my friends for your emojis. Y'all have no idea, with so much going on behind the scenes, you have no idea how much these emojis mean to me. So thank you so much. And Miss Margie, look at you. You're so sweet. You guys, let's go see who she gifted. But first, let's celebrate Miss Margie. And I'm going to do quite a few little celebrations for Miss Margie. Miss Margie, if you'll drop your Joy Team milestone, I would appreciate that as well. I know you are also getting very, very close to celebrating your next anniversary. If my memory serves me correctly, and y'all know how poor my memory is, I think it's next month we'll be celebrating with you. But first off, I do want to say thank you for gifting those memberships. And this is for you. All right. And let me see if I can see if she has dropped her milestone yet. I'm scrolling down. I'll scroll back up. I don't see it yet. For 47 months. So I know that's coming close. Right? 36. Yes. Trying to do my math, y'all. So yes, next month you'll be celebrating your 3-year anniversary. So it's getting really close. So let's celebrate that. Awesome, awesome. All right. Now let me head back over to the chat and find those emojis that our friends just dropped. Okay. Let me see if I can come over here. Oops. Let me mute that. I thought StreamYard, I thought one of the things that they started doing was showing when memberships had been given like that in the StreamYard chat, but they're not. So let me go scroll back over here and let's take a look at who those memberships went to. Hang on. I'm in an ad. I'm in my own ads. Funny. That was funny. All right. Congratulations goes to Angela Wright, Miss Doris, Liz from Life Talk with Liz, Margaret Awaday. Oh my gosh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. That's our friend from London, you guys. And London's got crazy stuff going on over there. I've been praying for her a lot. So what an awesome gift that is. And then this is someone new that I have not had the opportunity to meet. So I'm excited to meet this person. But y'all know how important names are to me. So if I mispronounce this, please correct me if you can. But it looks like Merkdu Crochet. Does anyone know that person? If so, let me know if there's a name they go by or if they go by their channel handle, Merkdu Crochet. But welcome in. Welcome in. So let's celebrate those memberships and let's welcome them into our Joy family and the Joy team. All right, I am also dropping the poll for tonight in the chat, so you can go ahead and start responding to that so that that is taken care of when we get over to doing that. All right, let's head back to the tea room. And because I did choose a glass coffee mug or tea mug tonight, it is going to take a little bit longer for this to cool off for me to be able to taste that. So it is still seeping and cooling, but you can see that it is looking pretty good. And y'all, I can smell it. That cinnamon, that little bit of nutmeg that was in it, the turmeric's strong. Turmeric's always strong. It's a very spicy spice, but mixed with that cinnamon, what a warm, comforting feeling that's going to be when I taste that. All right. Again, thank you so much, Miss Margie, for that. And of course, you'll get credit on, the super stickers, super chat membership giveaway wheel, should that be chosen. Again, we'll talk about giveaways a little bit later. Oh, you meant for mine and Todd's birthdays. You're so sweet. So sweet. Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Margie, again, for gifting those memberships. Are you still working on the filet crochet project in the member lives? I need to catch up and hopefully finish. We are, Miss Doris. In fact, we have, off the top of my head, we have maybe 3 to 4 more weeks on that. And then, of course, I always give an extra 2 weeks for folks to wrap it up and get it in time for the showcase, and also to go on a wheel to possibly win money to go towards the next mystery make along. And then we also give away 2 $10 gift cards in the chat that night. So all of that is coming up in about 5 or 6 weeks. So that's going to be exciting. But yes, we are still working on those. And to all of our Joy family, you can see the progress of all of that over on the community post, as well as the Harvest Friendship Blanket. And thank you guys so much, Miss Margie, for letting her know that we are still working on that. Hello, sweet Angela. How are you? How's the summer? How's the kickoff to the summer going? Hope you are enjoying every minute of it. And graduation. I cannot wait for our play date to hear about graduation. Oh my gosh, y'all. Her oldest baby graduated from high school, as she has shared with us. So I know it's okay to share that, but very exciting times. So can't wait to hear all about that. Thank you guys for welcoming her in. All right. Hello, sweet Jen. Welcome into the Joyful House. How are you? Happy Thursday. Hope you guys will continue to go check out the community post. Just a quick little shout out. I know we haven't gotten to spill the tea yet, but just a quick shout out that I post a lot on my community posts. And if you want to know what's going on in the Joyful House, that is always the place to go and check out. On Mondays, I post a post that shows all the videos and lives that'll be happening throughout the week between Monday and Thursday. And then on Friday, I drop another one to show anything that has taken place on the weekends, but also we celebrate birthdays over there. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've started also popping in here and there throughout the week with little random words of encouragement. So hope you'll check those out, as well as if there is a special pop-up live, then also I will post it over there prior to going live. But anyway, that is definitely the hub to go and check out, because I'm always posting stuff and putting updates over there. All right. My bad, Margie. I should have known that, because 36 months is 3 years. And so 48 months will be 4 years. So as our friend Melissa would always say, charge it to my head and not my heart. You are not over at the watch party, and I did not mention it in your live, but I've had an issue with my sugar today. I actually bottomed out in my play date with Laura today. That was not a pretty sight. But unfortunately, as quickly as my numbers dropped, I'm actually back up in the 300s at the current moment. So I'm trying to keep it together. I'm trying to keep my thoughts together, because I want us to have such a wonderful, joyful time together. So she is very, very correct. Next month, we'll be celebrating 4 years, not 3 years. All right. Thank you, Samantha. She is saying that Mercdu Crochet is based in Canada. So we have a Canadian friend. Well, I am excited to go check them out. In fact, I'm going to be talking about somebody later on tonight that Samantha actually introduced me to, and love their channel. I've been a part of that person's family for about a week now, and I'm enjoying my time over there, but we'll talk about that when we spill the tea. Hello, Susan Burke. How are you? Oh my gosh, my friend. So good to see you. It's been a minute, so I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a great spring. And as Dawn P does a wonderful job of reminding me, I think we are sitting 9 days away from summer. But welcome in, Susan. So good to see you. Thank you, everyone, for loving on her and welcoming her in as she came in. Oh my gosh, congratulations to him. Margie is sharing that her grandson graduated from the 6th grade yesterday. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. I think, no, I don't. I got to come back and add this back over to the tea party, but that's all right. We'll head over to the party room for a moment. Congratulations to him. Again, congratulations to Angela's son graduating. Congratulations to my granddaughters graduating from 3K and 4K. A lot of graduations taking place. I know you guys are all so proud of them. Thank you for sharing. All right. And Nightbot, thank you so much for welcoming our Joy family in as they come through the door. It just wouldn't be the same if we didn't have our Joy fam. So thank you so much, Nightbot, for doing a wonderful job of welcoming everyone in as well. Angela says all is good. Gearing up now for dance competition next week. Fun and exciting. A lot of work, but so rewarding. Hello, Uriel. Welcome into the Joyful House. Nugs, nugs. May the blessings of heaven shine down on you all. Nugs, nugs, and more nugs. Love it. Spread the joy of love. Yes, yes, everywhere you go. You guys, that is exactly what we need to do. In order to keep this wonderful community that we have so positive and uplifting, we need to be positive, uplifting, and just filling it with love and positivity. So thank you so much for that, Uriel, and thank you so much for being here. All right. Thank you guys for welcoming Uriel in. And Miss Susan. Miss Sandra, hello, hello. How are you? Smoochies to you, my friend, and nugs, nugs. So good to see you. It's been an extra minute also since I've seen you, so extra nugs to you. Hope you are doing well. I do see you over in some of our other friends' lives, so that always fills my heart with joy and makes it smile. But so good to have you here in the Joyful House. And Samantha says, summer starts on June the 21st. Exciting, exciting. Thank you guys so much for welcoming our sweet Sandra in as well. Appreciate that. Tiffany says, you won, you're here. Tiffany is picking on Uriel because at movie night, Uriel's movie number is U1. Love it. Love the joy that those two bring to the Joyful House. And for those of you that don't know, that is her husband. All right. Miss Susan says, my granddaughter graduated on Tuesday from school. Well, let's go celebrate that as well. Thank you for sharing. And congratulations to her on that graduation and to your family. I know y'all are so proud of her. Hello, Dawn P. Welcome in. So good to see you. Glad you are here. Got to say hello to you earlier this afternoon over at Miss Margie's house. All right. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to find my spot back in the chat here. And everyone is welcoming Miss Dawn in. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. And loving on Sandra. Dawn says, we'll be listening in the background while I pack for my trip to see my grands tomorrow. I know you're so excited about that. All right, let's see here. You are correct, Samantha. For some reason that date was sticking out and I couldn't remember why, and she is correct. That is also Father's Day. So thank you so much for sharing and reminding us of that. And Miss Susan is saying hello to everyone. All right. Hello, Miss Renee. So good to see you as well. Extra nugs to you. Also got to see you over at our lovely Miss Margie's house today. Had a nice group over there. And Susan says she is graduating from high school. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful milestone. Thank you guys so much for welcoming Miss Renee in. I appreciate that. All right. Miss Samantha said she had pizza for dinner tonight. Please feel free to share what's in your cup and what you had for dinner if you would like. Thank you guys so much for welcoming in Renee, Dawn, and Sandra. All right, we are at the bottom of the chat. So if you will, drop me some emojis. That'll be most helpful. Don't forget, if you'd like to share your channel, you can drop the word joy, and Nightbot will be happy to share your channel out with everyone. All right, let me get my agenda so I make sure I don't miss anything. And I'm going to see if we can test our tea yet. It's still a little bit on the warm side, but it's not as hot as it was. So are y'all ready? Cheers. Not bad. Now, this is one I definitely would prefer to drink warm, excuse me, versus room temperature or cold. And if you are just coming into our tea party, the tea that I'm drinking tonight is from Twinings, and it is a chai tea, and it has cinnamon in it as well as ginger. I kept saying turmeric earlier. It's ginger. Turmeric is really a strong spice. I cannot handle turmeric that well, but I do love the ginger. Y'all know I love cinnamon. And then it has cardamom and clove in it. So this is a really, really good one. This is a good tea to drink during the fall. But I'm enjoying it here in the spring as we head into the summer. All right. Thank you for those emojis. I'm able to find my way right back. Susan says, good to see you, Cynthia. Hope you are feeling better. I am. Thank you so much for that. Much better than the way this year started off. Love the beautiful emojis, Sandra. Thank you so much. And Miss Margie says she is currently at 1,421 family members. That is awesome. And let me see. At one time, yes, I have something. Let's see if it's still here. Well, I don't see it. Huh. That means I should have it in here, but I'm not seeing it. I thought I had the applause in the tea room, but I apparently don't. So that is an awesome milestone, Miss Margie. Here we go. Congratulations on that. That is great news. And Miss Samantha says she is at 842 family members. So that is great news as well. And this is for you. Congratulations. All right. I know, right? Bring on the fall temps. I am not liking this heat. I know, Sandra. We have not even gotten into the summer yet. We've not even here in South Carolina hit the triple digits yet. It is coming though in the next like 3 or 4 days. And oh my gosh, though, it is already so hot. Susan says, do you know how to do a virus blanket? I have not had the privilege of making one yet, Miss Susan, but it is on my crochet bucket list. Is there a specific question you wanted to ask about it? We have such a lovely group here. Maybe they can offer up help if there is something that you are needing help with. We can all always learn from each other. Tiffany says, I happen to know that someone in the chat at the moment has a birthday coming up next week. I think he should share it. I think I know who you're talking about. And we definitely will need to celebrate it. Miss Wanda says she'll be right back. Her sweet little AJ needs to go outside and potty. Thank you so much, Renee. My mug is Snoopy and Woodstock tonight, and it says fun first, responsibilities later. That's what every crafter should say. That's what every crafter should say. All right. Thank you so much, Samantha. That is so sweet. Tiffany says, he better share before I do, LOL. Oh. Angela says, heat makes me swell. Cold is my friend. Now, y'all know I do prefer the warmer temperatures because I get so cold so easily. But, oh my gosh, dealing with these high sugars, I'm hot all the time. So I'm with you. But fall is my favorite time. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Fall is my favorite time of the year. So Miss Laura shared out her weather. And over there in Canada, where did it go, Laura? There it goes. Over there in Canada in Oshawa, she has conditions that are clear with a temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Love that weather. That's perfect weather right there, Laura. Treasure that. Treasure that. And Miss Samantha has shared out her weather there in Fort Collins, Colorado. And it says conditions are sunny with a temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, right in my little, I love between 70 and 79. That's like my favorite temperatures. So, and Tiffany is agreeing with Angela that the heat is just too much, too much. All right, you guys, if you'll drop me some emojis, I would appreciate it. We are going to head into spilling the tea. It is time for us to spill the tea. So let me head back over to the tea room and let's spill the tea. And I do appreciate the little hearts. I keep seeing them go up. I do hope that while you're here, you are finding joy. And anytime you have to leave, I do encourage you to take some with you, fill your joy tanks, and share it with others. We can never have too much joy. I am working on getting a mug that says that you can never have too much joy. I completely agree. All right. The first thing we have tonight in spilling the tea is I want to talk about the traveling box of joy. Can y'all believe it? It is time for the traveling box of joy for 2026 already. Seems like we just finished, and we did in January, but you guys, it is that time again. So now is the time, if you would like to be a part of it this year, to start signing up for it. The deadline to sign up for it is July the 1st. And then it will head out to its first destination. Pardon me, I'm burping on tea. On Friday, July 17th. So be ready for that. Even if you don't get to participate, I do appreciate you coming over and watching the videos and seeing the joy that each person is finding in the box as it travels around the United States. again, an apology to our friends across the pond that we aren't able to extend it there with shipping as it is, as you know, crazy, crazy prices. At this time, we're not able to do that. But one of these days, hopefully we'll be able to have one going around the United States and one going around the various countries on the other side of the pond. But for now, it is staying on the state side. But again, it is time for the Traveling Box of Joy. So if you've not signed up already and you want to, now is the time to do it. I'm not saying that I won't take people after July 1st, but it's dependent upon where the box is and where it's going, because I try to make sure that as it travels, it doesn't have to travel far. So even here in the United States, our shipping costs are really crazy expensive. And so I'm trying to make sure that people don't have to send it so far so that they're not paying an astronomical amount to ship it off. But the best thing to do is to make sure you sign up before July 1st. And I will keep reminding everybody until that day comes. So yeah, send me an email. I'll be looking for you. All right, the next Spill the Tea we have tonight is an update on Todd. Some of you may be aware of what's going on with Todd, and some of you may not. Those of you that have an idea of what's going on, I do have an update on him. But first, let me just share with everyone, as you know, for 10 months, yes, 10 months, we've been trying to get 2 trees taken down in our backyard so we can get the roof on the house done. We finally were able to get those trees down. They came down last Thursday during the week where we take off from the Joyful House. And so grateful for that. We had told the gentleman that when he brought the branches and the tree trunks down as he cut them, that if he would just put them in, big enough sizes that we could easily manage them and come back and cut them into logs, that he did not have to haul them off. You guys, I'm just going to call it what it is. They literally cut those branches and the trunks, and where they fell, they stayed. They did nothing else for us. A little bit of disappointment there because of the amount of money that we did pay to have those trees down, and all the time that we had to wait, and all the excuses that were given on why we weren't going to do it on the day scheduled, and we had to reschedule and reschedule and reschedule. So long story short, last Saturday, Mr. Joyful was out there trying to cut those into logs. Jonathan was coming to join him. He was coming a little bit later than scheduled because he'd been up all night trying to finish working on his truck. As many of you know, he's been riding the motorcycle for a while because the truck has been out of commission. While using the motorcycle, he was at a stoplight about a month and a half ago, and while waiting for the light to turn green, a car ran into him and caused some injury to him and to the bike. The bike is still in the shop being worked on. He is still healing, but he is mostly recovered from that. In that time, he missed a drill assignment. So he not only had to make up one drill assignment, but he also had to do a current one. So he's literally trying to get this truck done as quickly as he can, especially with the heat coming on. It'd be nice to have the AC, but anyway, he also has gotten a new job that he has started. He's working with a crew that works like on the outside of the highways, along the highway edge, cutting the grass and trimming the trees back and all of that. So that is what he is currently doing. Is enjoying it more than he thought he would, but he's like, a job was a job at that point. So at this current moment, he is not going to be going out on the road driving 18-wheelers, but that is what he is currently doing. So anyway, he had not made it here yet. And so Todd was working on cutting those tree branches and trunks into logs. And while doing so, he got attacked by a swarm of yellow jackets. And he had over a dozen yellow jacket stings to his face and neck, and a couple got down into his shirt. But he tried to run away from them, and they followed him. They followed him because, yellow jackets and mahogany wasp, they'll remember your face. and they will hunt you down, even if they don't find you for like a long period of time, like we're talking weeks, years. They will remember your face if they live that long, and they will attack you. But anyway, they followed him around to the front of the house, and he even had one ride in on him into the house. We were able to kill it, but he immediately took Benadryl and went and took an Epsom salt bath, and he recovered very well from the bee stings. Once the adrenaline wore down, he realized that he had injured his foot. So Sunday, I finally talked him into letting me take him to the emergency room. We went. They thought that he had torn his plantar fasciitis. And if y'all remember, about maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it was about 5 years ago, because it was like right a year after I'd started the channel, I had completely severed mine running out the door to go to work at the ER. And so the good thing about that is a easy surgery, and it is a quick recovery from that. So we went to the ER. They did x-rays. They think he had a tear in his plantar fasciitis. So Monday morning, we called the Palmetto Bone and Joint office and scheduled an appointment for him. He went yesterday. Praise the Lord. He did not tear his plantar fasciitis. So he does not have to have surgery. I appreciate all of you that knew about it and have been praying about it. For those of you who didn't, I know that if you'd known, you'd been praying for him. So thank you for that. He has a chipped bone in his heel. And so that's what's causing him problems and hurting. But also, they are going to be sending him to physical therapy, because in viewing all of that, there is a tightness in his Achilles tendon. And of course, the Achilles tendon is attached to the plantar fasciitis. And the way they work together, if they're very tight and stiff, then you can cause and create damage wherein could be either a tear or a complete severing of the tendon. And so for me, they had to actually grab a tendon up in my knee and stretch it down and connect it with the other side of my plantar fasciitis. But I've not had any problems from that surgery or doing that. So, but it's a very important thing. The plantar fasciitis, if you're not aware, is the tendon that goes basically in the curve of your foot. So that's what kind of creates an arch, is that plantar fasciitis. If your plantar fasciitis is too loose, it's what creates a flat foot. And flat-footed people have a lot of foot pain and a lot of foot trouble, a lot of leg trouble, and a lot of back trouble. Some of you may know what I'm talking about because you're probably going through that. But with the plantar fasciitis, what it does is it allows the foot to arch up, and that arch is what gives, relief and comfort to the foot, and also allows the toes to do what they need to do, the heel to do what it needs to do, and bend properly in order to have great footing and great balance. So because his Achilles tendon and his plantar fasciitis are very tight, they are going to recommend surgery to loosen those up so that we don't have further damage down the road. They also provided him with these really cool cups to stick in his shoes. Wearing steel-toed boots is like one of the worst things to actually have on your feet, but in his job, it's a requirement because of the type of machinery that he operates and works on at Georgia Pacific in the wood plant. So those cups hopefully will help out, but he is doing well. They have told him he can return to work on Monday, light duty for quite a little while. He's due to go back to the doctor in a month to see where things are progressing with the tendons and the foot, and to determine whether or not we need to do anything about the chip bone. But he's going to wait till Sunday night, Monday morning to kind of feel how he's feeling. Right now, he's trying to put a little bit more weight and pressure on it as he's walking around the house, but it's still very tender and sore. So we're going to not rush it. So he may take some vacation time and take a little bit more time off to recoup and heal, but he is going to be fine. No surgery. So praise the Lord. All right. Before we head on to our next spill the tea, I want to check on the chat a moment because we might have someone standing at the front door. And I know if we do, you guys did a great job of welcoming them in. But also, if you have comments and questions, I want to address those. Thank you guys so much. Right, Sandra, we should all move to Canada for the summer. Love the weather there right now. Thank you, Margie. It's funny how it comes in words. Sandra, Miss Doris and Susan and Tiffany, I was able to find my way back in the chat where Miss Doris, where I needed to because of that. And Renee, thank you guys. Angela, so much for those emojis. And Miss Wanda says she is back. We have another eagle that has landed. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to our lovely Kim. Welcome in, Kim. So good to have you. Happy Thursday. I know this is your long day at work, but hope you had a great day at work. And she says, hi all, tired but here. Low energy, but don't want to miss out. Bless your heart. Thank you guys so much for loving on her and welcoming her in. Thank you, Angela. I will let him know. He has been not surprised, but overwhelmed at the outpouring of love that he has received over this. I have people texting me, Instagramming me, messaging me, calling us, emailing us, and it has really impressed him. He knows that you guys are a wonderful community. He loves our Joy fam, but he just was not prepared for how much love he's been receiving. So I thank y'all for that. All right. Right. They are very painful. I've never been stung by one, but our son, Jonathan, the one that serves in the Marines, when he was 3 years old, we were out playing in the backyard, and my oldest son, Isaac, stuck a stick in the ground where there was a tiny little hole, like a very tiny, tiny hole. He stuck that stick in the ground and pulled it back out. And we had just been swimming. So these little fellows were in nothing but their little bathing suits, no shirts on or anything. They were barefoot. Luckily, we had a beautiful green plush grass in our yard. This is when we lived in Mississippi. And when he pulled that stick out of the ground, yellow jackets came pouring out. And being older, he ran faster. And being older, he was 5. He could open the door and get himself in the house. Andrew was in a little, like, I can't think of what they're called. It's not a car seat, but you know, like one of those little things that rocked. My brain is not pulling it out. My kids are in their late 20s, so it's been a long time since we've had baby furniture. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Those little tote thingies, whatever you call them. Anyway, he was in one of those on the patio, so he was definitely in leeway of yellow jackets getting there. But Jonathan was standing right beside Isaac, and he didn't know to run. And so he was standing there, and he got lit up by yellow jackets, and they got down inside his bathing suit. And of course, once they got in there, they couldn't get out. And it was terrible. So I did take him to the emergency room, and thank goodness he was not allergic, but that little fellow was all welted up. And to this day, anything flying around him, he gets very anxious and paranoid. So, I imagine so. That was very traumatic. So if you've ever been stung by a yellow jacket, I am so sorry for that. Yes, Jen, praise the Lord for watching over our Todd. He is our main caregiver, our breadwinner. And so very grateful that he is going to recover quickly and be back. It's killing him. He's so used to doing. It's so hard for him to be still. But I'm telling him that that's part of God's plan, is to teach him how to be still. So, because we're not getting any younger. We may feel it, but we're not. Because, you know, I refuse to grow up. So, and we are both approaching birthday celebrations next month. So we're definitely not getting younger. Tiffany, that is good news compared to what it could have been. Yes, because he would have been out for quite some time. But so grateful, so grateful. Wanda says, I'm glad things are looking better for the two of you. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know, we're in the best hands. And God has always taken care of us. He's always provided. So we trust that. We believe in that. We hope in that. And hopefully our life is a message to others that, as Dawn always says, you know, when you're down low, all you have to do is look up. So thank you so much, Sandra. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Miss Margie. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Laura. I will definitely play this back for him and allow him to see your messages. I know, Doris. And as a mom, you know, your heart just breaks for your kiddo. You want to take that pain. And yeah, it was so sad. It was so sad. But he's fine. He's fine. So it's hard to believe that next spring he'll be turning 30 years old. Wow. Doesn't it? It does. They still seem so little in my, you know, in my mind, my eyes. Even when I look at them, I have to correct myself sometimes when I'm talking to them, and I'll say, "You're just a kid," and I'm like, "Excuse me, a young man," because they are growing up. They are growing up. So proud of them. Wanda says one of her son is allergic to bee stings. You guys, that's scary, especially with any allergy. You know, especially when you don't know it and your body starts reacting. So I'm sure you were on your toes all the time, Wanda. Thank you so much, Susan. All right. I'm at the bottom of the chat. My kiddos disturbed a nest while blackberry picking a couple summers ago. So, you know, yellow jackets mostly burrow down in the ground. This nest, however, by the way, they actually burrowed up into the trunk of the tree that one of the trees we had cut down, the birch tree. And oddly, I'd asked Todd about this, but for some reason, they left the stump on that birch tree. Most time they cut it down to like a stump just above the ground. That stump is actually 10 feet tall. I am probably going to have them come back out because at the top of the stump, they actually have a piece of wood just sticking up, like almost kind of like an arrowhead. And I mean, it's not even flat across the top of it. And I don't care that it's 10 feet up in the air, that the most, you know, tallest of human beings still could not touch it. But that's dangerous because if that tree should ever fall, God forbid, when it falls, I mean, what could happen with that piece of wood sticking up? But so also want to kind of find out why it's still standing quite so tall. And I mean, we paid, you know, not to put my business out there, but about $1,300 to take down each tree. So it's not like it was like we got some major deal or anything. So I definitely want it done right. But that yellow jacket nest found a hole in the tree, or made a hole, created a hole, whatever, and they're up in the top of what's left of the stump of the tree. Now, it is possible that they figured that out, and that's why they didn't cut it down. But I mean, we paid to have the tree brought down. So at that point, if it's only 10 feet tall, they could easily have cut it at the base. You know, we could have treated it, killed the yellow jackets, and they come back, but they never said anything. So once we can kind of get Todd a little bit more on his feet, we'll deal with it. But Jonathan did come on Saturday. He finished up almost the majority of what was left, bless his heart. And he did pour gasoline and some other things into the tree. Of course, those fumes go up. But even as night began to fall, you know, they don't fly at night. Even as night began to fall and it got dark, they actually were trying to attack Jonathan. Luckily, he did not get stung by any, but they are gone. They're all gone. The nest is taken care of. So if nothing more, then Jonathan and Todd, when Todd is better, will go out there and finish cutting that tree down. But I'm sorry, for $1,300 a tree, we should have had the tree completely taken down. And definitely not left with a sharp piece of the wood at the top of it. But anyway, so Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Renee. All right, moving on to the next piece of spilling our tea. Let me come over here. Is Furls is celebrating their 14th birthday. Now, in me mentioning this, I'm not affiliated with Furls. I get nothing from them for announcing this, but I am just sharing to share. But they are celebrating their 14th birthday. And if you haven't already seen my post that went out earlier this week on the community post, down in the information box of this live is a link to a giveaway that they are doing in honor of their 14th birthday. They are giving away a set of the metal streamline hooks that look like this, but it's in a light lavender color, and they're giving away the entire set. So if you've not already done so, definitely go. I think it, no, it's even lighter than this. Oh, that's not even. Over there, it looked kind of lavender, but that is not lavender. That is more of a plum color. But anyway, they're giving away the light lavender metal streamline hooks. So if you've not already gone in and put in for that giveaway, definitely do so. Again, there's a link in the information box, as well as a picture of the hooks over on my community post. All right, the next spill the tea I have is Samantha told me about a gentleman that is a part of our Crafty family. He does crochet. His name is Matt from the Gilded Loop Crochet. I had never met Matt, never had heard of him. She told me about him. I went and checked him out. I have enjoyed getting to know him through his videos and his lives. You know, my family was a foster family growing up. My mom and dad and my two siblings and I, we made the decision as a family to open our home to foster kids. And later on, we did some foster adults as well. But most of the time, we did infants and children. We even had one handicapped child that we kept for, I don't know, 18 years, I think, until my parents had to retire from being foster parents. But they started when I was like in the 3rd grade, and I think we finally had to retire as a foster family. I was married, I think. So it was in my late 20s when we had to retire. So Matt and his partner, they are a foster family as well. And so I love that. I love his enthusiasm, his positivity, and I am just enjoying getting to know him. Maybe you are already a part of his fam, and if you are, wonderful. If not, go check him out. I also have a link to his channel in the information box below. And I don't know, I'm not going to hold myself to it because, you know, I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. I'm not trying to put any more pressure on myself, but I might start trying to highlight different channels, some that you may know, some you may not, but I definitely want to help support our community in any way I can. So we might start adding something like this into our spilling the tea and shouting each other out. But this was a channel that I was directed to, I'd never been a part of, and now I'm enjoying being a part of the Gilded family. So if you've not met Matt, go check him out. All right. Next spill the tea is Margie from Miss Margie's Crafty Corner. I've mentioned this before, but I'm still getting questions about it. Why some of my videos and lives like the tea party will show later that Miss Margie is collaborating on that with me, and yet she's not appearing in the video or appearing on the live. And so this is something that YouTube has done and opened up for us as content creators. I think it is brilliant. I love it, especially for those content creators that are really wanting to grow their channels and expand their family. And as you know, Miss Margie is trying to do that. So this is a great opportunity for her. It also helps my family and the algorithms of our channel and helping them to grow and be seen and sharing out our content. So when we collab together, what that means is, yes, collaboration is doing something and working together for the greater good. And most of the time when you think of collaboration, you think of something like when Ivy and I did and Jen did bingo together, or when I joined Pam and some of the other ladies, Miss Nancy, and we did those fall, Christmas collaborations together. That's what you think of when you think of collaboration. Well, there is another form of it, and YouTube has brilliantly come up with this so that we can work together to build each other up for the greater good as well. And so when we collab together on a video or a live, what that does is it puts the content of my video and my lives into the inboxes, so to speak, of Margie's family. And when she joins and shares hers with me, then it puts her videos and her lives into the Joy family's little inboxes on their YouTube channel, so that you have access to seeing more content and finding, different things that you can enjoy that otherwise you may not have found. For example, if Samantha hadn't told me about Matt, I may never have found him, but maybe I would have scrolling through. But this way, when you collab with others, it automatically puts it kind of in your feed. And so it gives you the opportunity to meet new people. So that is what that is all about. All right. Many of you are curious about this, the giveaways. As you know, the first tea party of the month is usually where we do a bunch of giveaways. Last month, I shared with you that we're going to start doing them differently because I want them to be more random. That way, just being honest, because I'm always going to be honest, the people that are supporting the Joy family the most, whether it's in comments, whether it's coming to a live and chatting, whether it's watching a video and leaving a comment, leaving thumbs up on videos and lives, going to the community posts and being involved and engaging in that. The polls, which, by the way, I hope you're responding to the poll in the chat, because we're going to be getting to that very, very quickly. Those are the folks that I really want to see get the giveaways. Not that I don't want someone new to the Joy fam getting it. I do, but I want to see those that are actively participating in the Joyful House and supporting the channel. Those are the ones that I really want to see get the giveaways. And I'm just being honest. So the way I'm going to do it now is it is random. And I am using a wheel and the help of some friends to spin that wheel and let the wheel tell us where it's going to be. So you'll never know. Now, you can possibly win by just being in a chat during a live. And if that's the case, the giveaway will be done in that moment in that live. So that person will currently be there because they won't be chosen if they're not there. All the other possible ways that you could win, from comments after a live, comments on a video, comments on the community post, wishing someone a happy birthday. Everything is broken down individually. So even to the point of leaving a comment on the post or a video from Traveling Box of Joy. If you wish somebody a happy birthday, that puts you in a running for a giveaway. If you participate in the poll and leave a comment under the poll, that puts you in a possibility. If you use the joy word in a sentence in a comment after the live at the tea party, that puts you in a whole separate one. So see, leaving a comment after a tea party, well, that puts you in a running for leaving a comment. It puts you in a running if you use the joy word. So there's so many different random ways. Coming to the watch party, coming to Real Delight on Friday night, coming to Reel It In Sunday, coming to Bible chats. There's just so many different ways. So it gives everybody an equal footing at possibly getting an opportunity. Now, YouTube does not like us using the word giveaways. So after tonight, I will not call it giveaway. It will be called Choose Joy. And so as we've been doing them, the person who wins, they normally get to pick an envelope 1 through 10. Well, even that is changing. We're going to bring a little bit more excitement to it. And this is what we're bringing in. I bought this 3 years ago because I was going to do something at Christmas time on the channel, and then it just never happened. And so I saw a content creator who is a very great friend of mine and yours, and they use theirs for their giveaways. And I was like, that's brilliant. So I reached out to them because, you know me, I like to beat, my drum to my own tune. I don't like copying anybody else. But this was one idea, and I already had it, and I wasn't using it. So I reached out to them and said, I love your idea about using it in giveaways. Can I please use mine the same way? And they have given me permission to do that. So thank you, Bridget, for allowing me to copy you on this one thing. She has inspired me. So I decorated it because the entire thing was a solid white. So I decorated it, and we're calling it Choose Joy. So instead of picking 1 through 10 envelopes, the winner can pick between 1 and 24. And what I've decided to do is when a box has been chosen, then I'm just going to turn it backwards. And I do have a special tool to help me pull that back out because it can't be done with your fingers. This is all made out of like a paper cardboard kind of thing. So it's not very sturdy. I thought it was a wooden one, but it's not. I will probably eventually graduate to that when this one starts wearing down. But I have a special tool that will allow me to pull that back out. But that way, when the winner goes to choose, they'll know what number they can choose because they can see the number. If they can't see it, then that means it's already been chosen. And we'll go until every giveaway has been given. Now, I talked with Mr. Joyful because, as you know, he is our main breadwinner, and all the money for YouTube goes back to you guys. I asked him to help me decide how many scratch-off cards I could put in here. Now, to remind you what a scratch-off card is it is in addition to what the winner wins. So say they picked number 8, and I open this, we will reveal what the winner has won. But if there's a scratch-off card in there, then that scratch-off card allows me to allow someone else in some way, shape, or form to get some joy. It may be a $10 Amazon gift card. It may be $5 mailed in a card for a coffee or a milkshake. It might be giving away extra tickets, love tickets, not movie tickets, love tickets. Because I don't think it's fair because it only takes one ticket to win that $50 on finale night. And I do think that realistically, it needs to be someone who's been participating every Friday night and movie night. So we decided that we would give away extra love tickets because that's a whole separate giveaway with the top prize being $20 in cash and then whatever else we have. But so it could be so we decided on putting 6 of those in here. So out of the 24 options, at least 6 times through each rotation, there will be 6 scratch-off cards in there. So now, how do you know if there's going to be a giveaway? Well, I'm going to show you. Now, if it's in a live, if the wheel has chosen for me, so let's just say the wheel chose for me to do it tonight in tonight's Tea Party Live, then just somewhere randomly throughout the night as we're going through our events, this is what will appear. And that means we stop what we're doing and we do the giveaway. Now, if it's something from like a comment from the post or a video or somebody wishing somebody a happy birthday or whatever else, that it's the chatter wheel, that's right. Every time you comment in a live, you're given Nightbot an opportunity to award you the opportunity to win through what we call the chatter wheel. And on Saturdays, except for the week we take off, at 1 o'clock, you will see, or is it 11 o'clock? It goes out at 11 a.m., excuse me, a list of our chatter folks for the week. and we have a first, second, and third place. They get 2 entries on the chatter wheel, and then everyone else from fourth on down, they get 1 entry. But let's just say the wheel chose for us to award somebody a giveaway from the chatter wheel. Then what would happen is somewhere here at the tea party, this would pop up, and then I would present a wheel with everybody that was on the chatter list on that wheel, and we'd spin it, and that's how the winner would be. And then when we announce our winner, then this is what will appear on the screen. It's not working. Why is it not working? Ah, there we go. There we go. So that's what will appear. So anytime you see this in a live, that means a giveaway is happening. Again, the only time the giveaway will happen in live time is if it's in an actual live. Otherwise, all of the giveaway announcements will take place during Tea Party. All right, I'm going to head to the chat real quick and see if I have any questions, and then we're going to move forward. Margie says she is allergic to bee stings. I'm sure you have to carry an EpiPen then. Hang on, my chat jumped. Miss Doris had said something. Oh, I lost your comment, Miss Doris. Where did it go? Huh. How weird. There it is. My kiddos is, oh, we did share that. Okay. All right. Wow, it's weird how my chat went back up. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I had fun decorating it. I used paint pens and stickers to do it. And I had a lot of fun. All right. Anybody have any questions about the giveaways? And then, of course, the winner of each giveaway and what they received will also be recognized on the community post as well. All right. If you have questions, you can go ahead and ask, but I'm going to go on to the next spill the tea. And that is, I got some happy mail from my sister Angel from the Eagles, and I'm really excited about this. I've never had these candles until Jonathan introduced them to me, and I do love them. They have a wood wick, and you've heard them before. I've lit it before on the lives and movie night and all of that, and you can actually hear it crackling like it's a fire. But thank you to my sister Angel. I got this candle in the mail yesterday, and they're called wood wicks. Smells so yummy. I cannot wait to burn it, but it's vanilla bean caramel biscotti. Vanilla bean caramel biscotti. And then there you can see the wood wick. I don't know who my sister Angel is. On the Eagles, we are doing what's kind of like a secret Santa kind of thing, but we do it all year round. And so they are the same ones that gave me the variety of tea bags, which, as you can tell, I am still enjoying. And then I got this beautiful candle. So thank you to my sister Angel. The next bit of happy mail that I want to share with you, many of you know how much I love using my yarn stand from Bree from BriezzeesCraftyCreations. I've had this probably now about 4 years, maybe even a little bit longer. They put butterflies on both sides for me. And then this is my mystery make-along project I'm doing with the Joy team. So let me move this off. And they put Joy on the inside center for me with some butterflies. And then it's got her channel name on the back side on the bottom. And I love this. So when my boys came to me and asked what I wanted for Mother's Day, I said, I'll do you one better. If you will buy me another one of these stands, it can be my Mother's Day and my birthday. So that is what they've done. And it came in yesterday. Eventually, I do hope to get 2 more of these. This is probably my favorite crochet accessory that I have, because I use this one all the time. But this time, because I'm using the crochet thread, I don't remove a project and put another one on as I'm working through my different projects. So that's why I decided I wanted another one. Well, since with the channel, I have at least 4 projects going every week. That is why 4 is my goal to have. They asked me if I wanted the same pattern or if I wanted something different. And I said, oh, different is great, but I would be happy with the same pattern. They did do something different. And this, I have to say, is probably my favorite. No offense to what they did on that one, but I love the design on this one. So here's the joy on this one. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all check out the butterfly on the side. Ah, great work, right? Great, great work. I love it. Now, I did reach back out to them and they are working with me, because on this one, let me show you. So to remove your yarn, now I have thread on this one, but to remove your yarn, and I'm holding it so you can see because I don't want it falling off with my thread. But this is how it attaches. It has a piece of plastic that I think he made from a 3D printer, and it's got a thread on the end here. And so it just latches on like that. All right. Let me put this on just enough that I don't lose my thread. But they said they've had a lot of people saying that their plastic pieces have been breaking. I've never had that. And I know several of you have one, and I've never heard you say that. But so I'm sad that that's happened. So they tried to modify it. I did tell them I did not like it, and he is going to work on it. Bree's husband's going to work on trying to come up with something different and help me get another dowel. But to try and modify that, since apparently they've had issues with that, he just put a nail on the end and it just screws into the dowel. And I told them that I wasn't comfortable with that. I'm afraid that the hole would eventually start stripping out and whatnot with that. Plus, if I do take this traveling when we go on the road, because I can lay it either on the dashboard and pull my thread, or I can put it on the floorboard and pull my thread up. But my yarn is secure, and I don't have to worry about my yarn falling everywhere. But being in a moving vehicle, I would not be comfortable if I was trying to change out my color and I was trying to deal with that. So so they're going to try and work on something different, and I'm very grateful for that. But you guys, if you don't have one of these, please, please, I think I put her channel information in the information box. I'm not 100% on that, so I will double check that. If someone else can double check that and let me know, great. If not, I will check on that after the live. But yeah, I told my kiddos that I do want 2 more of these, so I know that they're planning on shipping in and getting me another one for Christmas. And then if I have to wait till Mother's Day next year, so be it. But eventually I plan on having at least 4 of these because they are absolutely amazing. Now, they have other things on Amazon and stuff that you can get, but I'm going to tell you what, I've gotten some of those and I've given them away. This is my go-to. It's not going anywhere. Not to mention the craftsmanship of personalizing it. This is, again, the accessory in my collection that I am the most proud of. And I know some of my friends and some of you in the chat have them and you've got your channel names on them. The only reason I didn't have them put my channel name on it, and it does still have Briezee on the back, so I love that, so that down the road, someone will know where this came from. But plus, it's good advertisement for her, as they should have, because again, it's a great tool. But the reason I just had Joy put on mine with the butterflies is, you know, I've let Todd and my boys know, since they are the gift givers of this, that if anything should happen to me and I can't ever crochet again, or I'm not here, that they can gift this to some of my crochet friends, and it will then be theirs to enjoy. So I'll be able to pass it down, and it can be passed on and passed on. So to me, this is not only a great accessory, but it is a legacy that I can leave behind and share with others. So that is Bree from BriezzeesCraftyCreations. So thank you again for that. All right, let me check on the chat, and then we're going to keep moving on, because we're going to try to wrap up here really quickly. We've gone a little over tonight. Had a lot to share, and usually that's what happens when we take a week off at the beginning of the month, but I appreciate the grace you give me. It's not in the information box below. Thank you for letting me know that, Margie. I will definitely make sure it gets there. I know Miss Margie has one. I think I'm okay and safe in shouting that out. And I know she loves hers. She's using hers on Monday night right now with the Mystery Make Along as well. And so I absolutely love mine. All right. Let me go back up in the chat here. I don't want to miss anyone. Okay, here we go. Wanda says on that candle, that smells so good when burning. I burnt all of mine, and no, I am not your sister angel. And by the way, when I keep moving around like that, it's because my camera's right here. It's a new setup that I have. I have a bigger monitor here. So my camera is no longer coming over the top of the monitor, since this one's so much bigger and taller. And so it's on a tripod right here, and sometimes I have to look around it. I love these candles, so I can't wait to burn that. And y'all, do y'all think Wanda's my sister angel? All right. There is not one for tonight, but it doesn't mean that it won't be happening. Like I said, it can happen anytime, anywhere. And as long as it's not something happening in a live where we pick somebody from the chat, then it will always happen and be done in the tea party. So hopefully there'll be one to show next Thursday. And if it happens in a live, like if the wheel tells me to pick somebody from a chat in a particular live, it will still be announced at the tea party and on the community post. And it won't hit the community post until after it's been announced at the tea party. Now, I will tell you, unless it happens in a live, by the way, where the person is there, they pick their number, and the gift, is determined what they're getting. If it's announced in a tea party, that winner has until the next tea party to get in touch with me. So if I've not heard from them, then at the next tea party, we'll pick another. And so something else I wanted to share is, for example, so let's just say the wheel says, pick somebody from the community post who has participated in a poll. Okay. Just so that there's been enough time for people to participate and respond, it will not be the poll of that current week. It will be the poll from before. If it tells me to pick somebody who wishes somebody a happy birthday, it will not be for the birthday announcements of that week. It will be from the birthday announcements from the week past, so that they've had at least 1 week to respond. If it says pick somebody who leaves a comment after a sitting around the craft table with Cynthia, it won't be the one that just currently happened. It will be the one that happened whenever it happened previously before, so that people have enough time to respond, and it is open floor to everyone. So just saying, yes, that helps me with the channel, with your comments and your thumbs up and all of that, to keep boosting the algorithm of the channel. But again, it's also choosing people that are actively involved. So that's how that works. All right. Where can you get one of those yarn holders? So Bree from Briezzee's Crafty Creations is where you can get them from. Her and her husband make them. I will make sure her information is in the information box below. I did tell her that I was sharing them out, that my heart prayed and hoped that some of you would be like, gotta have one of those. Because like I'm saying, it is my ride or die accessory. I absolutely love it. So I'll make sure that information gets in the box as soon as we wrap it up here in just another 15, 20 minutes. All right. They did, Jen. They did. They did. I am so in love with the new pattern. They will put, you know, as long as they can get it, and they'll let you know. They'll let you see the design before they actually put it in. But, you know, if you want a name or you want I Love Crochet or whatever, just talk to them and they will work on doing the design. Mine was all about joy and butterflies. And so that's why it is personalized in that way for me. So I know, Wanda, I do too. I do too. So the only thing is different that I'm not crazy about, but could live with, but hope I don't have to, is the way that it attaches to the dowel. Yes, yes, I love it too. Nightbot even says love. They do. I love them. I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much. They did an amazing job. Do you have to pay extra for a clear coat like the first one? I don't know. I don't know. It is clear that there is something on this to darken it up a little bit, like a stain or something. Compared to this one, it is more natural wood. But Mr. Joyful said that he would put some kind of clear coat on this for me so that it will help treat the wood or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know, Kim. Margie says Breeze info. Okay. Yes. So I will make sure I get that in there. All right. Let's see. Kim says, how much were they again? They are, I paid $60 in total. It was $50 for the stand and $10 for shipping. Now, shipping may vary depending on how far across, you know, the United States they have to send it. I think they do only, I don't know if they do it international or not. I think they pretty much do it in the States, but she's in Florida, and from Florida to South Carolina, it doesn't have to travel as far. So the shipping was probably a little bit less for them. So that's why mine was $10. So again, it's $50 is what they sell them for. And then of course the shipping, depending on where you are. So very well worth it. Well worth it. That's sweet, Samantha. She says, you are my sister angel. But yeah, on the Eagles, there's a group of 6 of us. Those are the top 2 tiers of the Joy team. Those are the Eagles. And we chose to do like a Secret Santa all year round. And in December, we'll reveal who we had. Hello, sweet Sonja. Welcome in. Nugs, nugs. All right. If you've not answered the poll, go ahead and do that because we're headed to that next. And if someone will drop me some emojis because I am now at the bottom of the chat, that will help me find my way back. So as we continue to spill the tea, it is time for us to do the poll. So let's check out the poll in the chat. The question is, do I like salt or pepper or both on my food? Now, in the chat currently at the moment, 4% are saying I like salt, 36% are saying pepper, and 60% are saying salt and pepper together. So let's head over to my channel and let me share screen with you. And let's see what was said here on the community post. These go out every Thursday evening for you to have a week to respond. The only time they don't go out is when we will be off the next week. They don't go out that night after the tea party, but they do go out the Thursday night that we're off so that they're ready like tonight for us to come back. But otherwise, there's one every single week. It's a chance for you to get to know me and learn things about me that maybe you didn't know. But if you comment, it helps me learn things about you that maybe I didn't know. So it's a win-win knowledge of information for us to have on each other. But the fun for this one, which was poll number 28, is, do I like salt, black pepper, or both on my food? Leave a comment sharing your preference for salt and pepper. Here, nobody said that salt was my go-to spice. Here, 60% said pepper and 40% said salt and pepper. I always love to read the comments and share them. Miss Tiffany shared, I'm pretty sure pepper is your jam. Personally, I like a bit of both using more pepper. I like a bit of both using more pepper because I like my food with a little pizzazz. Mr. Joyful's laughing at this question. Miss Kim says, yep, you be hot and spicy, girlfriend. I do both in moderation. I love it. I love it. Margie says, I like a little of both, but I've gotten to where I don't use them much anymore. One of my favorite ways to use salt is on cantaloupe and watermelon. And Angela S. says, salt is my go-to, but pepper is good on fried eggs and as a general seasoning. Miss Wanda says, I like a little bit of salt and a lot of black pepper. And I've learned some things about you guys through these. I love it. Miss Dawn P says, I usually use salt and pepper when cooking, but when I make a tomato sandwich, it has to be salted. So I love you guys sharing the specifics. It's awesome. And Miss Jen says, I think that this is a bit of a trick question. You use both sometimes, but not much salt. You like pepper. I don't like pepper. You don't like much salt, but I like salt. So I said pepper for you. Now, you guys, Miss Jen has been with me pretty much since the beginning of me starting my channel. So she's had 6 years of hanging out with me here in the Joyful House. And I have to say that when it comes to the answer of this question, well, let me just reveal what the answer is. And then I'll continue with what I was going to share. Miss Jen, you know me and you know me well. Pepper is the correct answer. So if you're in that percentage that chose pepper, that is correct. But Miss Jen is kind of correct because this could have been a trick question. There are a few things that I like salt on. Otherwise, I am not a salt person at all. I do not like the saltiness of the salt. I do not like any part of it. However, there are those few things that just are not things without salt. First off, grits. Yep, I'm a Southern girl. If you're going to make me grits, please drop some salt in the water before you cook them, but do not add them afterwards. Watermelon, Miss Margie, I am right there with you. I love my watermelon plain, but if you add a little bit of salt to it, that's some juicy goodness right there. Potatoes. I don't know what it is about potatoes. Maybe it's the starch in them. But if I'm going to eat potatoes, whether it's fried, whether it's French fries or a baked potato or those breakfast potatoes, it's got to have a little bit of salt in it. Doesn't matter to me if it's in it cooking, but it does matter afterwards. But other than that, you are not going to find salt on my plate in any other way. I am not a salt person. But I am every bit of a pepper person. And the more pepper, the better it is. Now, I had a funny thing said one time when I was putting pepper on on one of my eggs, and somebody walked by and they said, "Wow, you must be a heavy smoker." I was like, "What?" So apparently there's this thing that if you like a lot of pepper, that you're a smoker. I don't know. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never even touched one. So I don't know. That must just be some funky myth, but I've never heard of that anywhere else. And I've always said I'm going to go look it up one day. I never have. So maybe there's somebody in the chat who's knowledgeable about that, or you've heard that before. But I can tell you this, I am a big pepper girl. I don't smoke. That's just my preference. I grew up in a household of smokers, but it's just something I just never have done. But anyway, I am guilty of peppering everything to the extreme. Love my pepper. So if you said pepper, you did good. You did good. So let me know. Did you get it right? And you can always come back and comment and say whether you got it right or not, because again, you never know if the Choose Joy will choose a poll question for comments. So, all right, but I'll be curious in the chat to know if you got it right. So let me head over here. We're going to end that poll. So 36% of you in the live tonight got it correct. And then let's see, on the poll itself, I think, yes, 56 of you got it right. It's 56%. So how fun that was. All right, let me check the chat again real quickly. And I'm looking for those emojis. Thank you so much, Samantha and Doris. I found my way right back where I needed to be. That's how quick that happens. Thank you, Renee, by the way, on Todd. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. A lot of Nightbot, sorry. And everyone's saying hello to each other still. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. All right, Miss Sonja says, I love pepper, especially on milk and bread. See? And you learn things. And I can tell you this, I've never put pepper on my milk and bread, but that gives me something to try. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that, Sonja. Bridget says, I'm all about my pepper. Loads of it. I'm all about that pepper. Love it. She says, I don't like salt. Thank you for sharing. Margie says, I got it right. And I was going to say, if you've been with me for a while, that should have been an easy question for some of y'all. Okay, let's see. Samantha says she loves pepper. Wanda says she's never heard that phrase before. She says, I've never heard that, and I smoked for years. Yeah, we found that kind of interesting. Todd and I were both kind of like, okay. Because he also loves a lot of pepper. He does use salt, but he also likes pepper a lot too. But he does a combination of salt and pepper. All right. Let's see. And Jen was right on. She knew. I'm a pepper girl through and through, but she knew that there was those few little select things that I like to have salt on. Sonja said she got it right. Awesome. Good job. And Wanda says, I quit smoking February 2017. Love that for you, my friend. Love that. Samantha says she got it right. Right, Jen. Good job, Wanda. Susan says, sorry, I said both pepper and salt. But that's okay, because now you've learned something new about me. And Candi says, looked it up. It has nothing to do with smoking. Good to know. Thank you for looking that up. All right. Yes, Samantha, my phone is on silent, so I can't hear anything else that's going on my phone. But unfortunately, my sugar monitor, I cannot silence, which is a good thing. It wouldn't be doing its job if I couldn't hear it. Been really battling with my sugar lately. And Wanda said she got it right also. Love it, love it. All right, moving on. We are about to finish spilling the tea. Do appreciate you guys spending time with me. I know that we're running way over, but I'm having a great time. Hope you are as well. And definitely always hope and pray that when you're here with me, that you are finding your joy. All right. So the next little piece of tea to spill is our joy word for tonight. So our joy word for tonight, and if you're here for the first time on Thursdays during our tea party, I like to share a joy word. It is nothing more than just to give you a little bit more encouragement to tuck in your pocket and your heart and your mind for the week, to remind yourself just how special and important and valuable you are. And so our joy word for tonight, and then also just a reminder that you can leave a comment after the live for the Choose Joy wheel, but also if you leave a comment using this word, it gives you another greater opportunity of being able to choose joy somewhere here on the channel. But your joy word for tonight is, oops, I put it in the wrong place. I was supposed to put it as an overlay and I put it in the wrong place. So give me just a minute to put it in the right place. And luckily it loads pretty fast. Let's see. Sorry, had to delete something. It said I had too much. So I had to delete something. All right. Blooper in live time. Here you go. Your joy word for tonight is simplify. Simplify. And what does that mean? What does it mean to simplify? And hope you like my little graphic there, and I to simplify. But the word simplify means to make something less complicated and easier to understand or do. It creates a better focus for us. It cuts out the clutter, intentionally removes the excess of things that we just don't need in our mind, our hearts, and our lives. And it allows us to focus on what matters. So what does simplify mean here in the Joyful House? What do I want you to take from this? It means to focus on what truly matters by removing the clutter and the distractions from your life, especially the ones that tear you down, harm you, hurt you. You don't need those. So I hope that you will simplify your life and remove all the things that are just distractions or clutter that just do not help you be the best version of yourself. So that is our joy word. So again, one more time, it is simplify. All right, the last spill the tea that we have for tonight, actually we have two more real quick, is Chase the Fun. And before we jump into this week's Chase the Fun, I have some videos that I want to share with you of some of our Joy fam that sent in pictures of them chasing their fun. So we're going to head over to another room for that because I have way too much stuff uploaded here in the tea party room. So let's head over there. And I'm going to duck out for a minute because I want you to see the background in its fullness. Any way that I can bring positivity to you, I'm going to do, especially when it comes in the form of joy. All right. The first person who sent in something of them chasing their fun is Miss Bridget. So I hope you'll sit back and enjoy Bridget as she chases her fun. Thank you so much, Bridget, for sharing your fun with us. The next one is Miss Candi. Thank you so much, Candi, for sharing your fun. I've got to get some of that joy soap. And oh my goodness, girlfriend, enjoy your new car. All right, the next one who shared her fun is Miss Sonja. Thank you so much, Sonja, for sharing that. You know, I am through and through a nature girl, so I love seeing that. And just a reminder, this is also an opportunity on how you can get in on the Choose Your Joy giveaways is by sending in pictures, because the wheel could choose pictures. It could even specifically choose someone who sent in something on chasing their fun. So just sharing all the different ways that you could receive some joy back from the Joy Channel. All right, the last one we have tonight is Miss Kim sharing her chasing the fun. Miss Kim, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Again, I love nature. I love turtles. So it made my heart smile. I hope that as the Joy family yourself, that you enjoyed all of these folks sharing their chasing the fun moments with us. All right. So our chase the fun for this week. Let's go back over. Let's see. All right. For Chasing the Fun, we are continuing to share with Annie Downs, who is the author of Chase the Fun. And tonight, I shared this with Mr. Joyful as well because he's having a hard time sitting still. But Annie says, fall in love with slowness. Now, before we jump into that, the last time we were together, she was teaching us to fall in love with quiet and to embrace the quietness around us. And I did jot a few notes. Let me see if I can turn to those real quickly, of just moments where I sat in the quiet, allowed myself to do that. And I just sat with my eyes closed and just literally breathed in the space and the moment. And I wrote down a couple things that I heard when I did that. First of all, I did it here once in the studio, and I could hear the air blowing through the air filter circulating from the house when I closed my eyes. I could hear the clock ticking on the wall, and then I could just hear the TVs from the other rooms and the laughter from Todd and his mom as they were watching. And so all of those were just positive things, just positive moments that just reminded me that I was alive. My favorite was probably when I sat out at the picnic table and I got to hear the birds singing. And I mean, it was so melodic. And it just seemed like in that moment when I had my eyes closed, that their song increased in volume and it also increased in number. Like I would hear a bird kind of chirp and sing here and there. But when I actually took that second to close my eyes and embrace the moment of the quietness, it just seemed like more birds joined in. So that was like kind of a natural gift. And I love that. As I was sitting out there, it actually began to sprinkle. So next, I got to hear the pattern of the rain hitting the canopy over the picnic table. And then as it also hit the pavement, as it bounced off my car, and they were all different sounds. And it was really a gift to close my eyes and embrace that moment. And then laughter. The laughter came from me. As I was sitting there with my eyes closed and just listening to all of that, I heard a car go by. I heard children in the distance playing. I heard dogs barking. But then I heard my own laughter. And, don't get emotional, Cynthia. It was in that moment that I realized I need to do that more often. I need to embrace the quietness more often. I find myself to be very busy. I am always trying to fill every second of the day. And I'm so grateful that I was challenged to embrace the quietness, because in that moment, I realized just how valuable those seconds were. And then to hear my own laughter. You guys, I laugh. I like to think I laugh a lot. But when I do, I don't focus on my own laughter. And I felt like that in itself was a gift. So anyway, those were just a few moments that I wanted to share with you of me chasing my fun and accepting Annie's challenge. So tonight she tells us to fall in love with slowness. And it says, the trees that are slow to grow bear the best fruit. The trees that are slow to grow bear the best fruit. And I thought to myself, that's very important to me, because while I am not a tree, I am a human being. And when I am willing to move slower, observe more, see more, hear more, feel more, then I feel like I could give a better version of myself. So there are a few things Annie says that she is known for: her fun, her loud laugh, her love of soccer, her utter lack of chill when it comes to Dolly Parton. But I am not known for my patience, she says. I don't usually move slow, so it kind of makes me crazy when things around me are moving slow. She says, I think fast, I talk fast, I feel fast, and I oftentimes make decisions quickly. That is me. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Maybe you can relate. Slowing down does not come naturally to me, she says. Waiting takes effort. And I usually get too much in my own head, crafting elaborate stories of what might happen and how things will end up, often involving worst case scenarios or beautifully happy ever after endings, which causes me to become even more impatient. It's not that there aren't great aspects of moving quickly, it's just that you can't fall in love with slowing down if you don't give it a try. And believe me, there are benefits to slowness. Here are some things that I've been learning about that can happen when you learn to slow down. You don't mess up your freshly painted nails. You have time to think. The cake is perfectly baked. It doesn't cave in on itself, nor is it dry and falling apart. You notice new blooms on plants in your neighbor's yard. This is a good one. You don't buy things that you regret buying. Yep, can relate to that one. You have space to listen when you ask someone, "How are you?" You overhear people saying funny things in line at the store. 'Tis true, 'tis true, 'tis true. You get richer, more complex flavors the longer the sauce simmers. You can interact with the clerk ringing up your groceries. You are grateful for what you have because you take time to notice it and appreciate it. You understand the actual value of what you're waiting for. Profound. Annie says learning to slow down and wait well involves equal parts gratitude for what you do have, hope for what will come, and perspective that no matter how slow things feel, that you can trust that God is always right on time. So this week, she challenges us to chase our fun. She says, do one thing a little more slowly than you typically would, and take notice of what feels different. Well, I do want to share that when you guys give me the week off, I do slow down. I'm not constantly running right into the studio to start boom, boom, boom doing stuff. I do take a little bit longer moving about, getting my coffee. I actually come in and I sit and listen to music, or I'm learning to embrace the quiet before running and turning a computer on or a TV or whatever, and I'm finding myself able to breathe more, meaning that I'm able to appreciate things more. I don't get tired as quickly. I don't get impatient or aggravated as quickly. And I love that. I spend a little bit more time on the phone with my mom, my sister, even my kiddos, because I'm not in a hurry because I got to get off because I got to record this video, or I got a play date coming up, or I got a live I got to get ready for. I'm able to just be on no man's time. And it is healing. It is healing. It is rejuvenating. It is refreshing. And so give yourself the excuse to create those healthy boundaries. So I hope you'll accept her challenge and you will do something a little bit slower this upcoming week. All right. Let me check on the chat real quick. Hope you guys drop me some emojis. I saw your comment, Margie. I'm going to come back. Let me make sure I haven't missed anyone. Okay. That actually was the next comment. Miss Margie says she knew the answer because I mentioned a lot about checking the sodium content. Yes. You guys, have you ever looked at items and realized how much sodium are in things? I love pickles. I eat a lot of pickles, but I've kind of reduced my pickle eating a little bit because the sodium in one pickle is crazy. All right. So when I have a pickle, I really enjoy it. I eat it slowly and take my time and savor the flavor. All right. Jen says, got to let the dogs out. I'll listen as I can. I promise you guys, we're wrapping up. Thank you so much for allowing me to share all this wonderful goodness with you. Wanda says she liked that background over on the other screen. I love it. I love it. Margie said she did too. I have more of those to come in the future. Wanda says, I wonder if she gets any hair from the goats to spin and work up. That would be a great question. Have to ask her. Yes. And for many of you who don't know, Bridget and I were supposed to get together for a live in-person play date, but she had to cancel for a doctor appointment, and I had to cancel this past Friday to take Mr. Joyful to Palmetto Bone and Joint. But hopefully we will be able to connect and have that play date soon and be able to share with you us chasing our fun. Samantha said she liked the background, and she said everyone did a great job sitting and chasing their fun. What's the name of the song that's playing with that? I'll have to check into that. I might actually. It's called Let's Keep Trying by Jeremy Corpus. Korpas. Let's Keep Trying by Jeremy Corpus is where that song is the author of that song. Producer, I guess, of that song. Director, whatever. Sonja says, how cool of everyone, including hers. Thank you again, Sonja, for sending that in. Wanda says, oh, wow, it's been a very long time since I have seen one of those turtles. It was cool to see. Yes, it was cool of everyone to send that in. Margie says, everyone's chasing their fun was awesome. And congratulations, Candi, on your new car. Yes, yes. I agree, you guys. I'm so grateful for them sending that in. Candi says, thanks, Margie. It's a Chevy Sonic. So we named it Showdown after the Black Hedgehog. Shadow. I think it's supposed to be Shadow, right? Shadow after the Black Hedgehog in Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonja says, I chased my fun with our kids right into a lovely and slightly painful sunburn. Oh, no. Because of privacy, I cannot share those photos. Obviously, that's completely understandable. But thank you for sharing the moment with us here. We are very close to being done, Samantha. Unfortunately, when we take that week off, there's so much to share in that following week. But I am trying to hurry and get through it all. She said she meant TRP. All right. Good night, Samantha. Sorry that it's ran over, and she said that was correct. Shadow, not Showdown. Bad autocorrect. Happens to me all the time. Yes, we'll see you tomorrow at Bible study. And Sonja says, have a blessed night, everyone. Take care. Thank you guys so much for coming. All right. We do have just two more things. And Susan said she's got to head out as well. Thank you so much for coming, Susan. So good to see you again and hug your neck. And Bridget answered that question. I don't spin my goats yet. Maybe when my male gets older, I might be able to get some fiber from him, but I am not sure. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Doris and Laura, for those emojis. They're going to help me find my way right back. So the last spill the tea that we have for tonight is memberships. I do want to award some memberships, but on time, we're running past our time significantly. So I am going to get that set up while you are watching the video from our community makes, where everybody turned those in. We did not have any bloopers this week, but let me get this up here for you to watch and enjoy. All right, let me share screen. And these are all of our makes. The hat that I have entered into this is the hat that I made for Grandma Anna. All right. I tried to show it last week and the video messed up. So I've got it this week. I'm going to go ahead and take membership down, even though I'll be doing that in the background as you're watching. All right, here you go. Enjoy. All right. Thank you again to everyone who sent in your makes. And of course, because you sent in pictures, again, I added your names to the picture wheel just in case. That is how choosing your fun gets chosen for our next giveaway. All right. We did gift 10 memberships to the channel, and I did choose to go ahead and do all 10 of them so that it gives everybody an opportunity to jump in over there on Mondays and Tuesdays with us and join in the fun for the whole month. And so those memberships were gifted to Ronell, Stitch by Stitch with Sarah, Melanie Crochets, Pastel Dreams, Kim Anderson, Crochet Culture 1, Julie's, hang on, my chat jumped. Julie G, Crochet and Crafts, Teresa's Handmade Gifts, Carlene, and Sue Russell. So welcome in to all of them for being a part of our Joy team. And this is for them. All right. This almost wraps up everything I have for you tonight. I know we've gone over a lot of things tonight. Again, thank you so much for being here. The last thing that I have to share with you is what has been on my hook. You guys, I've spent more time at the pond frogging with the frogs, but I'm slowly but surely making progress. But I have been working on that sweater that I am making, the Joy sweater. I'm making it in a kiddo size 12. And so far, this is what I have. I'm using Red Heart yarn, so y'all know it tends to be a little on the stiff side, but after I treat it, it will soften this sweater up. But I've got the body all done. I love it. I'm working on the sleeve. I had to frog the sleeve. I had one sleeve completely done, and I had to frog it because with all the different projects I was working on, I accidentally picked up the wrong size hook and was using a hook size, one size bigger than I was supposed to. But the thing I love about this sweater and this yarn that I'm using, which I am using Red Heart, it's called Bright Stripe. I did have to order another skein because I ran out. So far, and those skeins were just the smaller ones. This is the jumbo size skein, but I was using the regular size ones, and I think there's about 276 yards in those. I went through all 4 of them, so I did have to order more. So I ordered one jumbo one. Because I knew that I would be able to get both sleeves made out of that. But so far, it's taken me just kind of an estimated 3, 6, 9, 12. It's probably going to take me close to about 1,500 yards to 1,600 yards by the time it's done. But this is it. And then the thing about it is, look at the collar. just seeing the different ways that the colors just spread out on their own. You can wear it one way and it's something completely different. Even like look at the neckline here, the way the colors fall. And then of course, whether it's the back or the front, you know, it's got a whole different look to it. So I love it. I love it. I love it. But I've almost got that finished. That is what has been on my hook. I'm tired of frogging. I have frogged so much on this, but nonetheless, it's almost done. And then I have one more kiddo sweater that I'm going to do. Then I'm going to take pictures of all of these and then get those on the patterns. And then I will be putting them in the hands of those that have agreed to test them. I am looking for a couple more testers if this is something you'd like to do. I'm looking for one more person that would be willing to test the baby or the kiddo sizes. And I'm looking for 2 more people that might be interested in testing an adult size. It is worked from the collar, so the yoke down, and it's a no-sew. So you join the sleeves and work the sleeves in a round as you go. So you don't have to create the sleeve and then sew it on. So yeah, it's work from the top down and no sew in sleeves. So let me know if you're interested in that, but this is almost done. So I'm hoping by next Thursday to show you this completed and hopefully the last Joy sweater that I'm going to make. And as you know, over on Crafts of the Heart, I am working on one in my size that matches the one that I made for Mr. Joyful. And so that one is going to wrap up soon. I probably have maybe 3 more weeks on that one, 2 to 3 more weeks. So exciting, exciting. And then it will be time to go over to something new. But anyway, all right. Let me check on the chat and then we are going to call it a night. And I do thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for welcoming in our new Joy family. I will be putting those on the community post as well and recognizing them that way, as well as the ones that Margie gifted earlier. And again, thank you so much, Miss Margie, for gifting those 5 memberships earlier. I do appreciate that so much. All right. Everyone is welcoming them in. Thank you for that. Hello, Liz. Welcome in. Nugs Nugs. Liz, your name was one that was chosen. And let's see. I completely agree. Jen and Wanda and Doris, everyone did such a great job on their makes. Thank you, Miss Margie. Thank you, Doris. Thank you, Sonja, for welcoming everyone in. Thank you, Wanda. They did all do a great job. You are so, so welcome, Liz. I hope you'll come join us on Mondays and Tuesdays if you are free. Thank you, Sonja. It is very bright, but I love it. I love it. Thank you, Bridget. Let me write that down. So I have all the testers I need for the baby and kiddo sizes. I just need 2 more people that are willing to do the adult. So let me write that down so I'll remember. Thank you for that, Bridget. All right. Thank you guys so much. Love you too, my sweet friend. All right. Well, that is it, everyone. Thank you so much. Cheers again for coming to the tea party. This one's definitely better when it's on the warm side, but not too bad with room temperature. Hope you had fun at the tea party. Oh, let me share one more thing too, by the way. I have a wheel for tea. You know, we give away tea once a month. But I have a wheel that we're spinning just like the other giveaways where it randomly chooses. And I've already spun it to find out where this month on which tea party I'll be giving that away in. And so it has been chosen and selected. So again, you will know because there'll be something that pops up for the tea giveaway. And I will share that when that happens. So somewhere on a Thursday in the Tea Party Live, we'll give someone else a gift of tea, just like we have been. But it's just in the past, we've always done it in this live, the first live after the week off. But this way, it will be random, and it will be given to somebody that is in the chat. So you'll have to stay tuned and see which tea party that is. And sometimes there may even be 2 tea parties we give away tea. And then once a quarter, when we give the tea away, that person will also win a mug, of a decorative mug of some kind with their tea. So lots of fun things, but you just got to wait and watch for that to pop up on the screen. All right. So hope you'll find that fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Check in the chat one more time. Angela says, everyone makes are beautiful. Yes, they are. And definitely appreciate them sharing. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to go over. I've enjoyed myself. I hope you have. I'm glad I got the feeling better so we could have this tonight. So thankful for that. All right. Until next Thursday, or would love for you to come stop by. Several things going on tomorrow here in the Joyful House. Hope you'll come join us, especially tomorrow night for movie night, as we are wrapping up our Call the Midwife. We're getting very, very close to finale. And then we'll do the last season of Stranger Things. And then after that, it'll be time to pick a new series. So fun, fun, fun. Hope you can come join us. All right, you guys, be joyful. Stay crafty in your own way. Find your own, stay crafty in your own way. Make your own joyful creations and be the joy in everything you do. And chase your joy. Live your joy. Just simply incorporate joy into your life. And I promise you, it will make all the bad and the ugly and all the good even better and easier to get through. All right. Until next time, mwah, mwah. I love you so much. Nugs and joy. And I'll see you later. Bye.